What if I told you that just 5 minutes before bed can completely transform your next day? Have you ever noticed how waking up to a messy house makes all the difference in your mood and disposition? Today, I'm going to show you a simple 5-minute routine that will make you wake up every day with an organized house, effortlessly and stress-free. If you don't apply these tips that I'm going to share, you'll continue to waste precious time every morning tidying up the house when you could be enjoying a quiet coffee or calmly getting ready for the day. But if you stick with me until the end of this video, you'll discover the secret that organized people have been using for years, and that can change your routine forever. Get ready, because what I'm going to teach you will revolutionize your mornings, and you'll wonder why you didn't know about it before. Tip 1. The misplaced objects rule. The first step of your 5-minute nighttime routine starts with a very simple technique that makes all the difference. Look around your home and identify all the objects that are out of place. It could be a cup on the coffee table, a book on the couch, clothes thrown on the chair in the bedroom, or even shoes scattered around the entrance. The problem that this tip solves is very common. During the day, we naturally leave things scattered around the house. And when this accumulates the next day, we wake up with a feeling of mess and disorganization that affects our mood and productivity. To apply this technique in practice, always start with the room where you spend the most time during the day. If it's the living room, take everything that doesn't belong there and put it in the right place. For example, if there's a glass on the coffee table, take it to the kitchen. If there's a coat on the couch, hang it in the closet. Do this systematically, one room at a time, spending no more than a minute in each room. The idea is not to do a deep clean, but simply to return each object to its original place. A real-life example would be like this. You arrive in the living room and see a magazine on the table, a remote control on the floor, and a cushion out of place. In less than a minute, you put the magazine in the magazine rack, the remote control on the side table, and adjust the cushion on the sofa. That's it. The living room is organized for the next day. The direct benefits of this action are immense. You wake up with visually organized spaces. Your mind is calmer from the very first moment of the day, and you don't waste time looking for objects that are out of place. In addition, this practice creates a positive cycle where you naturally become more careful during the day, knowing that you will have to tidy everything up before going to bed. Tip 2. Prepare the kitchen for breakfast. The second tip for your nighttime routine is to spend 2 minutes preparing the kitchen for breakfast the next day. The kitchen is the heart of the home, and when it is disorganized, the whole morning is compromised. The problem that this tip solves is the morning rush when you need to make breakfast quickly, but find the sink full of dishes, the counter dirty, and everything in a mess, which causes stress and delays your day. To apply this technique, always start by washing or putting in the dishwasher all the plates, glasses, and utensils that were used during the day. Even if it's just a cup and a plate, don't leave them for the next day. Then, wipe the counter, stove, and table with a damp cloth, removing any food or liquid residue. Then prepare everything you'll need for breakfast. Have the coffee maker ready to be turned on. Set aside the cup you'll use, and put the sugar and other items you usually consume in an easy-to-reach place. A practical example would be this. After dinner, instead of leaving the dishes in the sink, wash them immediately or put them in the dishwasher. Clean the counter where you prepared the food. Put away the ingredients you used and leave only the essential items for breakfast, organized on a tray or a specific corner. If you drink filtered coffee, leave the filter and grounds already separated. If you prefer tea, leave the cup and tea bags ready. The direct benefits of this action are transformative. You wake up to a clean and organized kitchen. You can have your breakfast without rushing and without stress. You save precious time in the morning rush. And on top of that, you start the day with a sense of control and organization that extends to other activities. Tip 3. Organize the next day's clothes. The third tip that will revolutionize your mornings is to separate the clothes you will wear the next day. It may seem simple, But this small 1-minute action before going to bed can save you at least 15 minutes the next morning. The problem that this tip solves is that all too common situation of waking up and getting lost in your closet, trying on different combinations, changing your mind several times, and ending up late for your appointments that day. To apply this technique in practice, every night before going to bed, think about what you have planned for the next day. If you are going to work, set out your complete professional outfit: shirt, pants, shoes, socks, underwear, and any accessories you usually wear. If it is a more casual day, set out comfortable but presentable clothing. The important thing is to leave everything in a specific place, whether it is a chair in your bedroom, a hanger on the closet door, or even a dresser. The secret is to always leave your outfit complete without forgetting anything. A real-life example of this technique in action would be like this. On Friday night, you remember that on Saturday, you're going out shopping and then having lunch with your family. So you set out a pair of comfortable jeans, a pretty but practical blouse, a pair of elegant shoes that won't hurt your feet when walking, and all your accessories such as a watch and purse. You leave everything organized on the chair in your bedroom. On Saturday morning, you wake up, take a shower, and get dressed without wasting time thinking about what to wear. The direct benefits of this action are impressive. Your mornings are much more relaxed. You're never late again because you don't know what to wear. You save mental energy that you can use for other important decisions during the day. And on top of that, you always leave the house well dressed because you had time to think about your outfit the night before when you were calmer and less rushed. Before continuing with the next tip, if you are enjoying these simple strategies that make all the difference, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any organization tips. And tell me here in the comments where you are watching from. I love knowing where our viewers are. Now, let's move on to the next tip, which is one of my favorites. Tip 4. The invisible trash technique. The fourth tip in our nightly routine is something I call the invisible trash technique, and it can be done in just a minute. Invisible trash is all the little bits of debris that accumulate around the house throughout the day. Crumbs on the table, hairs in the bathroom, small pieces of paper on the floor, dust that collects on surfaces. The problem this tip solves is that these little bits of debris, when they accumulate, create an overall feeling of dirt and disorganization, even when the house isn't actually messy. To apply this technique, take a damp cloth and quickly wipe down the house, only wiping down the most visible surfaces: coffee table, kitchen counter, bathroom sink, bedroom nightstand. You don't need to do a deep clean. Just remove the small debris that has accumulated throughout the day. Also, pick up any small trash that may be lying around. A candy wrapper, a hair, a crumb that has fallen on the floor. A practical example would be like this. You take a slightly damp cloth and quickly wipe the table where you had lunch, removing any crumbs or glass marks. Then you go to the bathroom and remove the hairs that were left in the sink after brushing your teeth. In the living room, you pick up a candy wrapper that fell near the sofa and wipe the coffee table where the glass marks were left. This entire process takes less than a minute, but the result is impressive. The direct benefits of this action are very gratifying. You wake up with a visibly cleaner house. Your sense of well-being increases considerably. The spaces become more welcoming, and you don't have to worry about unexpected visitors because the house is always at a basic level of cleanliness. In addition, this practice prevents dirt from accumulating and becoming a bigger problem in the future. Tip 5. Prepare the environment for a good night's sleep. The fifth tip in our routine is to properly prepare your bedroom environment for a good night's sleep. And this also helps you wake up to a more organized home. A messy bedroom not only affects the quality of your sleep, but also creates a negative first impression when you wake up. The problem that this tip solves is twofold. It improves the quality of your rest and ensures that you wake up to an organized and peaceful environment. To apply this technique, start by making your bed properly before you go to bed, even if you're only going to use it for a few minutes. Adjust the sheets properly. Put the pillows in the correct position and straighten the blanket or duvet. Then collect any dirty clothes that are lying around the room and put them in the appropriate hamper. Organize your bedside table, leaving only the essentials like a glass of water, your alarm clock, and maybe a book. Close the curtains or blinds to ensure a darker, sleep-friendly environment. A real-life example would be like this. Before brushing your teeth, you spend 2 minutes in your bedroom organizing everything. You make your bed carefully, fold the clothes you took off during the day, and put them in their proper place. Organize the products on your bedside table and adjust the lighting to create a relaxing environment. When you return from the bathroom, your bedroom is perfect for a peaceful night's sleep. The direct benefits of this action are transformative for your quality of life. You sleep better in an organized and clean environment. You wake up with an immediate feeling of well-being when you see your room tidy. Your mind is calmer, both for sleeping and waking up, and you start the day with your bed already made, which gives you a feeling of productivity from the very first minute. Studies show that people who make their bed every morning tend to be more productive during the day. So, this tip works both preventively and as a positive stimulus. Tip 6. The orderly bathroom rule. The 6th tip in our 5-minute nighttime routine is to take just 1 minute to completely tidy up your bathroom before bed. The bathroom is one of the first places we visit when we wake up, and finding it messy can negatively affect the start of our day. The problem that this tip solves is a very common one. Products scattered across the counter, towels thrown about haphazardly, a sink with toothpaste and hair residue, and an overall feeling of disorganization in the room. To apply this technique efficiently, always start by organizing your personal hygiene products. Put each item in its place. Toothpaste in the holder, toothbrush in the holder, skin and hair products, organized by category. Then wipe the sink with a damp cloth to remove any residue of toothpaste, soap, or hair. Hang the towels properly either on the clothesline or on specific hooks, ensuring that they are spread out to dry. Close all product lids and check that the toilet paper is in place and that there is a supply available. A practical example of this routine would be like this. After using the bathroom for the last time before going to bed, you spend a minute organizing everything. You put the toothpaste and toothbrush in the correct places. Wipe the sink with a cloth to remove any dirt. Adjust the face towel on the hook so it is spread out properly, and check that all the products are organized and with the lids closed. If you notice that the toilet paper is running out, you leave a new roll nearby to replace it the next day. The direct benefits of this action are extremely gratifying. You wake up to find the bathroom clean and organized, ready to use without any embarrassment. Your morning hygiene routine becomes much more pleasant and efficient. You never have to face the unpleasant situation of having guests and having a messy bathroom. And you also develop a habit of taking care of the spaces that extends to other areas of the house. In addition, keeping the bathroom always organized helps to better preserve the products and makes it much easier to do a deeper cleaning when necessary. Tip 7. Organize important documents and objects. The 7th tip in our nightly routine is to take a minute to organize important documents and objects that were used during the day. It may seem simple, but this practice avoids those desperate moments of searching for keys, wallets, documents, or other essential items when we are in a hurry. The problem that this tip solves is the waste of time and stress caused by not being able to find important objects when we need them most. To apply this technique effectively, choose a specific place in your home that will be the central point for all your important items. This could be a small table in the hallway, a specific drawer, an organizer box, or even a corner of the kitchen. The important thing is that it is always in the same place, and that everyone in the house knows where it is. Every night before going to bed, put in this place keys, wallet, documents you will need the next day, glasses, watch, and any other important personal items. If you need to take a specific document with you the next day, leave it with your keys so you don't forget it. A real-life example of how to apply this tip would be like this. You choose a beautiful tray that sits on the table in the hallway. Every night when you get home, you put your keys, wallet, and glasses on this tray. If you have a doctor's appointment the next day, you also leave the necessary documents with the keys. If you need to take something specific to work, you put a reminder next to your personal items. That way, the next morning, you have everything you need in one place without wasting time looking for it. The direct benefits of this action are impressive for your quality of life. You never leave the house forgetting important items again. You completely eliminate the stress of looking for your keys or wallet when you're late. You develop a sense of control and organization that improves your self-esteem. You save precious time every morning, and on top of that, you significantly reduce the chances of losing important items. This simple organization also makes it much easier when other family members need their items, since everyone knows exactly where to find them. Tip 8. The Room Reset Technique. The 8th tip for our nighttime routine is to apply what I call the living room reset technique, which consists of leaving this space completely neutral and welcoming for the next day. The living room is usually the place where we spend the most time at home, and also the first room that visitors see. So, keeping it always organized makes a huge difference in the feeling of well-being. The problem that this tip solves is that feeling of visual chaos that a messy room transmits, affecting our mood and disposition. To apply this technique systematically, start by adjusting all the furniture to its original position. Put cushions in the correct place. Adjust folded blankets properly and position remote controls in their specific places. Next, collect any objects that do not belong in the room. Glasses, plates, toys, clothes, books that were read there. Move each item to its proper place. Then adjust the lighting so that only a soft light is on, which will create a cozy atmosphere and also make it easier to move around at night if necessary. A practical example would be like this. After watching TV or using the living room at night, you spend 2 minutes organizing everything. You put the sofa cushions in the correct position. Fold and organize the blanket you used. Put the remote control in the holder. Take the cup of tea to the kitchen. Put away the magazine you were reading and adjust the lighting, leaving only the lamp on. The next day, you wake up to a perfectly organized and inviting living room. The direct benefits of this action are transformative. You wake up every day with the main room of the house organized and welcoming. Your house is always ready to receive unexpected guests. The feeling of well-being and control increases significantly. You develop the habit of taking better care of the rooms in general, and it also creates a positive cycle in which the whole family starts to collaborate more with the organization of the house. In addition, a living room that is always organized encourages you to keep other rooms tidy as well, creating a positive ripple effect throughout the house. Before I move on to the next tip, I wanted to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transformed my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now, let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. Set the table for the next day. The 9th tip in our nightly routine is to properly prepare the main table in the house for the next day. Whether it is in the kitchen or the dining room, an organized and clean table immediately conveys a sense of order and care for the house. The problem that this tip solves is very common. Waking up and finding the table full of various objects, papers, leftovers of food or utensils that were left there during the day, creating a negative and disorganized first impression. To apply this technique effectively, always start by removing all objects that do not belong on the table, papers, bills, keys, cleaning products, decorative objects that have been moved during the day. Then thoroughly clean the surface of the table with a suitable cloth removing any food residue, liquids, or dust. Then replace only the items that really belong there. A flower arrangement, a fruit bowl, a napkin holder, or any other decorative item that usually sits on the table. If you have the habit of eating breakfast at the table, you can already leave the basic items organized, such as the sugar bowl and napkin holder. A practical example of how to apply this tip would be like this. After dinner, instead of leaving the table with dirty dishes or objects scattered around, you remove everything that doesn't belong there. Clean the surface thoroughly and replace only the centerpiece with fresh flowers and the napkin holder. If you usually read the newspaper during breakfast, you can leave the folded newspaper in a specific corner of the table. The next day, you wake up to a beautiful, clean, and organized table ready to be used. The direct benefits of this action are very gratifying. Your kitchen or dining room looks much more elegant and organized. You create a more pleasant environment for meals. You develop the habit of always keeping surfaces clean. Your house is always ready to receive guests. And it also conveys a feeling of care and affection for the home that positively influences the whole family. A table that is always organized also makes it much easier to serve meals since you don't have to clean and organize before using it. Tip, I. The final 5-second review. The 10th and final tip in our nightly routine is to do a final 5-second check of the entire house before going to bed. This check serves as a general check to make sure everything is in its right place and nothing has been forgotten. The problem this tip solves is to ensure that all the efforts of the previous tips are maximized and that no important detail goes unnoticed. To apply this final technique, take a quick walk through your home, passing through the main rooms, living room, kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. During this 5-second walk through each room, notice if there is anything obviously out of place that can be quickly fixed. This is not about recleaning, but simply about catching any details that may have been missed during the other tips. Also, take the time to check that all unnecessary lights are off, that faucets are tightly closed, and that doors are properly locked. A real example of this final review would be like this. You take a quick tour, starting in the living room, where you simply check that everything is in its place. You go through the kitchen to make sure that you haven't left anything plugged in or out of place. You take a look at the bathroom to make sure it's organized. And you finish in the bedroom, confirming that everything is ready for a good night's sleep. During this tour, you also check for safety and economy issues, turning off lights and checking taps. The direct benefits of this final action are the perfect end to your routine. You go to sleep with complete certainty that your home is organized and safe. You develop a greater sense of responsibility and care for your home. You save electricity by checking the lights. You ensure the safety of your home by checking doors and taps. And you also create a ritual to end the day that helps relax your mind for sleep. This final review also works as positive reinforcement because you concretely see the results of the entire organization routine, which motivates you to maintain the habit in the coming days. We've reached the end of these 10 tips that will completely transform your mornings and your relationship with organizing your home. Remember that those 5 minutes before bed are an investment in your well-being and quality of life. When you wake up to an organized home, your mind is calmer, your day starts better, and you feel more in control of your life. Don't underestimate the power of these small actions, because organization isn't about perfection. It's about creating an environment that supports you and makes you feel good. The most important thing is to start today. Choose some of these tips that make the most sense for your routine and start applying them. Over time, they will become automatic, and you won't even notice the effort you're putting in. Remember that small, consistent changes can lead to big changes in our lives. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these tips are you going to start applying today? Leave a comment below to tell me which one made the most sense for you, and tell me about your experience applying these techniques. If this video helped you in any way, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any organization tips. Also share it with someone who needs these tips, because an organized home, it is a gift that everyone deserves.